Damn, what a grand final, what a performance from a championship side through and through. The Broncos, boys, they had it within reach. It was essentially theirs to lose. And I was asked, between the two heartbreaking grand finals, which was the worst? This one definitely stings a little more because, like I said, that game was theirs to lose, but those bloody Panthers put in such a tippable performance, one that will go down as one of the greatest comebacks in grand final history. Yeah, Nathan Cleary. Actually, we'll start with this. Isn't it crazy how good games can be when the referees aren't over-policing the match? When you actually let the players play footy and momentum shifts happen organically? It was some pretty damn good officiating from grand final debutant Adam G, who, I will say, was unfairly targeted this past week by the bloody journos. But yeah, a lot of the talk will be about Cleary, deservedly so. He literally put the Panthers on his back and carried him for that second half. One of the greatest second half performances we've seen. It was one of the great turnarounds we've seen mid-game because that first 40, boys, don't get it twisted. He wasn't having that good of a match, but we've seen from past generations, big game experience builds big game players, which builds composure. And that was Nath through and through. Down 16 points, he didn't look rattled one bit, got his ankles broken by Reece Walsh, got back up and went to work. This won't be a long video, so we'll get to a few standouts. We'll try and keep it short and sweet, starting with the Panthers. First of all, their front row got put through a blender tonight and ultimately came out on top. They've got a pack of bloody game-bred pit bulls. That's how I'd describe this pack. It's how I've been describing Liam Martin. Not because he looks like one, but his playstyle and whatnot. But yeah, their front row in particular was pretty solid. Fish and Leota's second stint was all-time. Leota, bro, he was annoying from a Broncos supporter's perspective because he was so damn good, trying to run through brick walls all night. When Cleary made that line break, he was there in support. A couple of other standouts and some unsung heroes. Critter in that final 10, I don't think it's getting talked about enough, but he came up with 2 huge repeat sets. I can't express how clutch those kicks were, just to keep the momentum going, just to keep the ball rolling for Penrith. So yeah, shout out to Critter. He leaves Penrith an absolute legend that always delivered in the big games. And lastly, like I said, boys, we're keeping it short and sweet. Jack Cogger off the bench, working in tandem with Nathan Cleary. He went huge for the Panthers. Not gonna lie, their attack looked better when he came in for Luai, who, by the way, I'll say this, a lot of people flaming Luai for getting pulled from the field, but it was actually Luai himself that let Ivan know that he was no good. But yeah, back to Jack Cogger. The way he gelled with not only Nathan Cleary, but with Mitch Kenny as well, the way Kenny was fainting around the ruck, they're giving Nathan Cleary just a little more space. That's all the Prince of Penrith needed to get to work, and that he did. But yeah, shout out to the Panthers, man. Back to back to back. Must be bloody nice to be a Penrith fan, eh? People were pretty hesitant to call them a dynasty, but it's undeniable now. 3 chips in a row. That's a dynasty. They are, as they said, undisputed. Now on to my beloved Brisbane Broncos. Nah, but they're such a live and die by type of team. It was only fitting that they went out in this type of fashion. Like I said, obviously I'm disappointed, but the future does look good, considering the position they were in only a short couple of years ago. There has been a bit of chat, a bit of criticism for some of our playmakers. For mine, I was a little worried when they quote-unquote stopped playing footy. It was a last play option in Penrith territory where they didn't put up a kick. That was again one of the turning points, for me at least. But yeah, overall from the Bronx, I do want to tip my hat to 3 players in particular. One is Jesse Arthurs. I wasn't really, I'll say, convinced when he came back to the club, but these last few weeks, he's been such a solid winger. I was skeptical on whether he'd fill Oates' shoes, and he went above and beyond tonight. Those kick returns, those runs went crazy. The way he was running too, it was his no fear type runs, and yeah, I was impressed there. Ezra Mam, of course, bagging 3 meat pies for the loss. That's tough. It was looking like a bloody hiding was on the cards, man. After that third try, I thought it was wraps. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess a lot of people thought that. And lastly, this was one of my most anticipated moments for the grand final. Seeing these 2 forward packs clashing, and I thought our boys did good. Paddy Carrigan, Jordan Ricky, Flegler, who will be departing, along with Herbie, which sucks to see. Really wanted them to go out as champions, especially for enduring those tough years. But yeah, it wasn't to be. And Payne Haas, man, Payne Haas. What a freak. There's nothing bad I'll say about this forward pack because I feel like there's nothing more they could have done, you know? As for Reece Walsh, quiet in the first, but came to life in the second. Hardly a bad game. People are just saying that because of the way he is. And I get it, you know, people can like and dislike who they want. I just think he wasn't as bad as what people are saying, you know, 10 tackle breaks, 2 line breaks, a try assist. I think we'll wrap it up there. Again, a heartbreaking defeat in the biggest game of the season, but promising signs for the future. These goddamn Panthers, man. These Panthers must be stopped. I think next season, and I'm not just talking about the Broncos, but the league, I think the comp next season will top this year, which was a pretty hectic year, wasn't it? Now, I say hectic, but there was a clear skill difference between these two teams and the rest of the league. I'm praying that teams like my Broncos and the Warriors don't fall off a cliff like the bloody Cows and Sharkies. Sorry for the strays, but from what I've seen from the Warriors and the Broncos, they've got a pretty solid foundation. I don't think they'll regress. Anyway, we'll save that type of chat for our 2024 predictions, which is several months away. As always, lads, if you did enjoy this little quick review of sorts, be sure to find and share that like button, and for more rugby league related content or more content in general, go ahead and drop your boy a cheeky sub. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you later.